Hey there. So this will be a case study of how we basically scale the client from spending 70K to spending 140K of ad spend in the first month of us working with them. So yeah, let's just jump into it. So as you can see here, in July, this client spent like 70K on Meta with a 1.7 ROAS. And if we see in August, which we basically jumped in at the start of it, or let's say at the end of July, I think we actually started working. So yeah, in August, as you can see, we basically doubled the ad spend with pretty much maintaining the ROAS, as you can see here. So now we'll jump into the ads manager, and I'll show you what was done in July and what we've did in August and how we managed to scale to those numbers. So here is the ad account from July. I'll sort by amount spent. So basically, as you can see here, the spend matches the screenshot. Mainly the client was spending on these 3 campaigns, which all of them are creative testing ones. Below here, you won't be able to see because I'll blur the names, but below here we've tested some other products as well. But yeah, these were the main 3 ones that we wanted to focus on. Yeah, so if you can go inside of, let's say, the biggest one here, you will see that we had like 10 different batches, as you can see from here. So if you can check like this, we've had 10 different batches basically tested. And for all others, I think it's even less. So if we check here for the second product, well, let's say maybe a bit more of these, let's say 15. And then the last one, which is this one, we've done like, yeah, not a lot. You see 6 different batches of creatives basically. And yeah, the client didn't have any scaling campaigns at all, just the testing ones, and basically that's it. You know, the ABOs, all of them are ABOs, so ad set budget optimizations. So yeah, that's basically it. And then when we came in August, I'll refresh this again. Yeah, so we still kept, of course, the ABO testing ones, as you can see here. We've still kept them. But if we check, for example, in the biggest one, Insight, we've tested a ton of more batches really in August. So if you can see here, I'll go down. Of course, a lot of them didn't work, but we really did a lot of tests, you know. So yeah, you see 40 different batches were tested in the ABO compared to the last July's like 10, you know. So we basically times 4, tested times 4, you know, compared to July really. Why am I telling you this? Because like if you test more, if your hit rate is good, you'll get more winners. You get more winners, you'll scale further really, you know. So yeah, to go back on track. So what we did in August is, okay, the ABO campaigns were set for the testing, but what we did is basically set up for each product specifically a cost cap scaling campaign and an advantage plus scaling campaign. So here you can see for the same product, and here is the cost cap for the same product. We did everything the same for each product specifically, as I said. So if we jump into the cost cap ones, how we came up with this really and how it's done. So from the ABO creative testing, when we get new winners, let's say on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, depending how much we're spending, you know, depending really how much we're testing, how fast we get new winners. What I define as a winner is an ad that on a few hundreds of dollars of spend delivers above the target KPIs really. So let's say not just if it gets like 3 to 4 sales. Let's say if it gets like 10 sales on some spend, of course, and to actually have, you know, ROAS, or let's say target CPA above the client's KPIs, let's say, like that. And as soon as we have a few winners. So let's say from the last week we have like 5 new winning ads. We group all of them into one ad set here in the cost cap, ABO cost cap campaign. We've set the cost cap bid. So for example, we usually test like around the CPA. So let's say if the CPA is 80, as you can see here, we test 70, 80, 90, let's say, and whatever out of those works the best, we keep on pushing that, and most of the time we just turn off the others because they don't work, you know. Probably like 1 or 2 mainly works, and then we just keep on pushing budgets on that. And we basically do the same every week or bi-weekly, as I said again. Depends how many ads we actually test and how many winners we get. So that's the first thing of how we scale, or let's say the first, not thing, strategy, let's say, of how we scale. And the second one is that we also gather from the testing campaign all the winning ads again and just put them all into one big Advantage Plus, where there's a ton of ads in it, really. So as you can see here, we've just been keep putting new winners into it, you know, and let Facebook decide which ones he'll spend on. Sometimes as well, if we're adding new winners into it, the existing ones take all of the spend. So why I'm telling you this, if that happens, if like let's say 5 ads basically take all of the spend, and all the other winners that were lately put into don't get any spend really. What I also like to do, which we did in this case, as you can see, just let me refresh. So in this one, so this was the original one, and this was the second scale campaign. What we did, we duplicated the original Advantage Plus, removed the ones that spent the most, and just left those that didn't get the spend but were still creative winners from, you know, the creative testing campaign. So yeah, and another thing to add on why this client was able to scale, let's say, so quickly and basically double the ad spend, is also the same creative process that we use on our internal brand. I've showed the client how he can implement it on his own, what this means. So the client basically did everything by himself, didn't have any structure or like a system on how to produce ads. It was kind of a mess, let's say, which everyone has at the start, to be fair, you know. So basically what we did is I showed him how to set up the strategy in ClickUp, not the strategy, the system for creating ads. I've told him how to find the right image editors, the video editors, to do work for them, to how to do the creative analysis weekly or bi-weekly on all the ads you launch on Meta, and get info from them so you can make more similar ones in the new batches, so more of them will get winners. How to diversify your creative. So for example, this specific client mainly ran ads that were ran through TikTok Shop by others or through TikTok Organic, you know, and then kind of did some mashups with it. So how I helped him kind of diversify his creative game is to show him how he can do the mashups, which work well, of course. Here basically most of them are mashups, but also I showed him how to implement image ads into it, UGCs, what kind of UGCs he can get, how to get content from actual customers, and what we also did, and it worked out really well. So actually we implemented some let's say post-purchase systems to get videos or images from all the customers actually recording, I don't know, for a free gift card or for a free discount on the next order, to actually record themselves using the product, etc., or taking a photo of the product and on how it looks, etc., giving that back to us, and we ran that raw or a little edited, and it works super well, you know. So why I'm telling you all of this is because we actually have an internal brand which I run with a co-founder from Australia, which is, as you can see, close. I think, yeah, I will hit like 20 million revenue this year. Why I'm telling you this? Because the biggest advantage we actually have on running other Meta ad accounts is actually implementing the systems we use on the internal brand to your ecom as well. You know, from I don't know, from gathering free content from customers to how to make creatives, how to have a system for creatives, everything around that. So yeah, that's the biggest advantage. Yeah, I think that's it really. I kind of showed how we've been able to double the ad spend. I've showed you the cost cap campaign, the Advantage Plus campaign, how we tested a lot more new creatives, how we came up with new creatives, how we implemented systems for the client. So yeah, that's it. If anyone has any questions, leave them down in the comment section. And if you possibly have an ecom brand spending at least 30k a month on Meta ads, you can hit me up and we can discuss if we can actually make you the next case study as this one. So yeah, thank you again and have a good day. Bye.